Well, it's that time again. We just had a holiday weekend here in the US, which means naturally tons of sales. There were a lot of beauty sales going on this past weekend. And so Sephora also had a sale, and I thought we could go through the sales section, see what I'm not surprised to really be seeing on there. This is a video series I've done for a really long time. It started out as me going through and talking about sale items that I feel like were left on the sale page for a reason, because no one else wanted it, especially back in the day, because we used to not see as many beauty sales. I'm telling you, 20% off something was like a big deal, but nowadays we have so much choice. We have so many options. It doesn't quite mean the same thing. Like even things that have come out relatively recently, I feel like you can still catch a pretty good deal on if you're a savvy shopper. So it doesn't quite have the same bite to it, but I still think it's fun to check out the Sephora sale page. You know, we just have a history together, and I hope you guys will enjoy. I swear to you though, you can really see, I feel like, the death of eyeshadow video. Like all the things I was looking at, there were a lot of palettes, a lot of eyeshadow, and even just the way I felt about them, it was interesting. So I hope you guys will enjoy. Let's just get into the sale section and what you could save some money on at Sephora. Okay, let's start with this relic. I feel like I saw a lot of old school palettes on the site, and some of them are really good deals. We'll get into that. But this first one here, Naked 3 eyeshadow palette from Urban Decay. What a blast from the past. This just brings back memories for me. I remember when this launched. It was like a big deal. It was a huge deal when this launched. I was watching beauty YouTube at the time. So, you know, I have like some fond memories, but it feels old. Like looking at this, that metal case, I can like picture trying to close it and it kind of being funky. It's a pretty everyday palette. The price on this, $59. Now it's $29.50. If you are wanting any of these old palettes, do not pay more than half the actual retail. I swear you can find it somewhere for half off at least, okay? Like if you're pining for these, do not pay full price. You know, I think there's better formulas out, better things out nowadays, even if you want something similar to this. I know nostalgia's strong, and I'm not even saying the formula is the worst, but sometimes I've been burned, I feel like, by going back to older formulas, older products on the market. I just think there's been a lot of innovation, and also, you know, product might be sitting for a little bit, just things to consider. And I'm not saying this is necessarily going to be bad if it gets to you, but definitely seeing this on the site, it felt like a blast from the past. Like I was like, whoa, what's going on? There was a lot of Urban Decay though on the site, which I'm not surprised to see at all. I feel like Urban Decay runs a lot of sales on their own site, so they do a lot of 25% off, if not more, maybe select items going like half off. So I feel like there's always a place to kind of catch a deal with their stuff. Even more recently, I posted about this in my community tab, but they did the Moon Dust shadows at Sephora. They were 50% off, which I feel like the Moon Dust was like the holdout for the longest time for being that much of a discount. But even those have fallen to the 50% off sale, so I feel like I'm not surprised really to see much of Urban Decay on sale at any given point. This is the Mini Naked 3. If you were interested in that Naked 3 palette, the bigger one, I just suggest the smaller one. I think this is the better option. You guys know I love a smaller palette, and I feel like this has what that other palette is offering condensed down. Like it's the same vibe, the same things, and you just aren't getting as much bulk. It's also going to be a little cheaper. It retails for $35, but it was on sale for $17.50. Most of these were actually in stock. If I can remember which ones are out of stock as I talk about them, I will, because I think this sale, this is like this summer sale, but it was also kind of going along with 4th of July, and I feel like it was also to match a sale that Ulta was having. They definitely kind of team up on their sales, so it's like everyone's on sale at the same time just to be competitive, I'm sure. So some of the stuff that was on sale was just like 25% off for a specific amount of time, which is a big deal. Like I know I'm kind of getting off already here, but it's a big deal that Sephora is doing these kind of mini sales and something a little bit different. Like they've always had the clearance section, which traditionally wasn't a ton of money off. Like it would be like old stuff. I'm telling you, stuff that's like not moving, it's dried up in the containers, and they would still have it on there marked down $5. Like that was how Sephora did clearance for the longest time. And then there were more like clearance sales going on, again, usually tied to some type of holiday or something like that. And then now we're seeing even more that they're matching sales from other brands, specifically Ulta, I feel like their biggest competitor, and doing these kind of like one-off sales or 25% off a specific brand or a specific category of product. And I find it really interesting because it's not been Sephora's like thing, but you can see them trying to figure out how to stay relevant and compete in the beauty market because it is so saturated. I think we all know that at this point. There's just so many brands out there. There's so many new products. It's just a lot. And it's definitely been interesting to see how they've shifted over the years. Anyway, I'm not done there with Urban Decay. The Naked Metal Mania palette was on sale, and this one was sold out by the time I clicked on it, but this is the price it was showing, and we even have a cheaper one coming up, but this was $14.75, okay? Originally $59, but $14.75, I gotta say, like, I was not interested in this palette when this launched. I think it was last holiday, 2023. I was not really into this palette. I mean, I know they use the Naked name. I know it's like their namesake. It's a huge seller for their brand, but just the scope of, like, everything about this was just not my thing. That's all I gotta say, okay? But for $14.75, not that I would purchase it, but I do feel like that's a good deal. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like for all those shadows, if those were your colors, even just for the quality I expect from an Urban Decay palette, $14.75, I mean, you go into CVS and you see an eyeshadow palette from L'Oreal for that much. So I thought that was a good deal. If you snagged it, let me know, because again, this was sold out, and I feel like when there are those really deep discounts like that, I always wonder, like, did anyone get this? When did this happen? Like, how fast did it sell out? So let me know if you were able to snag that, along with this one too, because another Naked palette, the Wild West, this one I was so excited when it came out because I thought it was fun and like there's something about it, but this one said $12.25. They sold this on the Sephora website for $12.25 when it's originally, again, it says $49 here, which you can just see the inflation of it all. With that price, because that was more the price of Naked palettes, what, maybe 5 years ago? Like 5 years ago, they went up $10. Like, what is going on? Anyway, seeing all these Urban Decay Naked palettes, really, I don't know. I have a soft spot for them in terms of them existing, the nostalgia of it all, but I definitely don't need them in my collection, and I'm not really surprised to see them on sale, but let me know if you picked up the Wild West palette for $12.25, because that is a steal. Like, that really is a great deal on that palette. We will for sure talk about more eyeshadow palettes, but of course, we have to have whatever the newest beauty blender was recently launched in the sale section. This one is the Limoncello limited edition makeup sponge, so it's bright yellow. If you're ever seeing these limited edition releases from Beauty Blender and you're wanting to save a little bit of money, just wait a second. I promise you they'll go on sale and then you can get them half off. I always mention this, but my favorite Beauty Blender is the original pink one. I just feel like it always is consistently soft, and I have had experiences with different colors not feeling the same in terms of texture and softness, and just kind of the quality control between the different colors for whatever reason can sometimes be off. I don't know what makes that happen, but I have noticed they can be a little different. But if you've never noticed that, or you don't mind as much, you're not as picky about your sponge, you can usually get them about 50% off. I'm sure they're at like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff like that too. But Limoncello is on sale. We see these limited launches from Beauty Blender, and I remember being more like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? But I kind of understand a little bit more. It's like they just need new product, but they're a sponge company, so they come out with a new color of a sponge. That's like what they got going. I have to say, like, I love the Beauty Blender, okay? I think the Beauty Blender is a great sponge. There are other great sponges out there as well if you don't want to spend the money, but the Beauty Blender really did something with coming out with a sponge when they did. It was not the same. Those little triangle wedges that are like hard as rocks, that's what we had as beauty sponges before Beauty Blender, I feel like. Okay, this next one, I'm kind of surprised to see it on sale because I thought it would have sold out, but maybe they just had a little more stock. This is from Holiday. It's from Fenty Skin, and it's the Lil Butta Drops Mini Whipped Oil Body Cream Trio. Oh my gosh. Hard for me to say. This set retails for $59. It's down to $29.50, and I'm pretty sure this one was in stock, but these body butters, there's one in here that smells so good. It's like a cinnamon roll kind of like frosting scent, but kind of low key and light. If you ever smelled the Jo Malone ginger biscuits, I feel like they pair together so well. I have the big size of that body cream, and I know a lot of people were really excited because they brought that scent, I feel like, back for the holidays. And there's another scent in here, and then I think the original. So you get a nice range of scents in here, and when you break it down, it's like $10 per mini body cream. So I think this could be actually a good set. I will say the formula of this body cream is definitely, you know, moisturizing, let's say that. So it's a little oily to me. I will only wear it at night when I know I'm not gonna be like touching a bunch of stuff, because, you know, I feel saturated in it. I feel very saturated in that body cream. So just something to note, but it could be one actually. Like, I was more surprised actually that that was on sale, that it wasn't gone, but they got to get that holiday stuff out of there, so I could see why they'd mark it down if they still had it. Okay, let's talk about this Wicked collection from One Size Beauty. literally not surprised to see it on sale. I actually feel like, okay, this collab, I do think makes sense with Patrick Star for whatever reason. Like, I don't know, it's theatrical, and it just, I do see wanting to do a collab with Wicked and all that. Like, I don't know, and the movie's gonna come out at some point, I think. I don't really know. And this kind of follows suit of the Mickey Mouse kind of Fantasia collab that happened, I want to say last summer or so. So in that way, I'm not completely surprised to see it, but it also still was kind of like a weirder launch, or just like, okay. Anyway, we had this palette. This is the eye and face palette, and I just, you know, this is cardboard, which is fine. The eyeshadow colors do feel Wicked, like the greens do. I just don't personally love this color story. I feel like the blushes are semi-similar. I don't always love an eye and face palette like this. I think this would have done really well in like 2016 or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about it. I think there's a way to do these IP collabs that can be a little bit more up to date in a way, but I'm not sure this one hit with like the mainstream as much as maybe like people who really love Wicked, or specifically One Size and that type of stuff. So this was originally $49. It's down to $24.50. Not surprised to see it on sale at all. There's also a highlighter in this collection. This is the Spotlight highlighter. I'll admit that I was tempted to pick this up. I love a highlighter. I love collecting highlighters. I love all the different packaging and all the different sparkles. Like, I just love it, but I resisted, and I am overall glad, I think. I think I'm glad about it. I'm not gonna lie, the push and pull of like collector and wanting to use my collection, it's hard. I'm a makeup fanatic. I have come to terms with it, and so figuring out where I am on that line can sometimes be difficult. But anyway, I did not pick this up, but I'm not surprised to see it on sale. It was $34. I think that was the biggest reason why I didn't pick this up, because I was like, I can't, just for collector, I can't for $34. It's too much for a cardboard, you know, compact of this. Like, I couldn't do it. But it's $17 now. I don't think I'm still gonna pick it up, but that I wasn't surprised to see. And then there was this brush. I thought this brush was cute, but like, again, one of those things where I'm like, that's cute, and I could see it making a cute little even video on, you know, Instagram, on the internet, but I don't know, what am I gonna do with this? This is the Off the Handle complexion brush, and it looks like a little broomstick. Like, it's cute. That's a cute idea. I can't lie about that, but it was $34. Now it's $17. If you're a big Wicked fan and this brush seems like you could snag it on a deal, but the whole collection, I'm not. It's one of the things I'm like the most not surprised to see hit the sale rack. So I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. It's true. And I even swatched, going back to the palette, I remember being in store and swatching some of the eyeshadows, and they were pretty nice. Like, they were nice and sparkly and pretty, but something about the packaging and the way they were arranged, and even just the tones of the colors, it was just not grabbing my attention, like literally at all. Like, literally at all. More old school palettes just popping up on the Sephora page. I don't know if they're like getting rid of stock in store or what, but this is the Better Than Chocolate eyeshadow palette. Originally $54, down to $19. Again, I think this one was in stock. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe this is one of those ones that seems like it flew off the shelves really fast, because that is a pretty good price for a Too Faced palette. I have not kept up with the chocolate line. I really haven't. I know we had the chocolate, and then we had the semi-sweet chocolate, and then we had the bonbons. Like, that's kind of where it ends for me. The sweet peach, then we went into sweet peach, but after that, I don't know. There's gingerbread. There's extra gingerbread. It's spicy. I cannot keep up with all of them, and I feel like, you know, this color story is pretty warm overall, I would say, when it comes to the neutral shades. Lots of like lighter tones, some pops. Like, I could see someone having this be an everyday eyeshadow palette for them, but I do not even remember Better Than Chocolate. I don't even know when that came out, but looking at the layout of that, everything about it, it just felt a little dated. And it was the first time I'm really realizing like how much eyeshadow palettes aren't as truly popular in the mainstream. Like, I've known it for a little bit, but even just me feeling it, I think I really felt that looking at the sale page. The other blast from the past, but I actually like the tones in here, and like this one I kind of like. It's one of those ones where maybe the trends have come around enough that I kind of like this one. But the Naturalized palette from Too Faced, this was $49 down to $24.50. It's a little bit more on the cool side. I want to say at one point I had purchased this, like, it was a long time ago, and I don't know if it was this palette or more like an all matte palette from them, but it definitely had some lighter pigmentation, which I actually wouldn't mind nowadays. Like, I like a more subtle eye look. Today I'm going more brat summer, if you will, with my eyeshadow. Gotta love the green. But for a lot of everyday, I'm doing more simple looks, and so I don't mind something a little sheer. But yeah, this one was also just blast from the past. This used to be, if you remember, in like cardboard. They've updated the packaging since. This is like one of those OG Too Faced palettes, like a pretty old palette. Oh my gosh, and then this one. I just brought this up just because I was like, they brought this back. Was this on the website before the sale? I don't know. I think this listing just popped up for the sale alone. The Too Faced Pretty Rich Diamond Light Eyeshadow Palette, $49, $24.50. Just send them all to TJ Maxx and get them out of here. Let's get them gone. Let's get them going. Like, it's been a while. It's been a while. I don't think they're still making this. I'm pretty sure they're not making, like, get this out. Not surprised to see it there though. But it's not just old eyeshadow palettes. There are new ones. There are some Natasha Denona palettes on sale. And even these, I'm not surprised to see on the sale page. If you're paying full price for Natasha Denona, anything, you really shouldn't. Like, you can get even the newest launch from Natasha Denona discounted. She has an affiliate program. I have a code with them. A lot of people have codes. Like, I highly suggest not paying full price for Natasha Denona. You just don't have to. And so in that way, I'm not surprised to see palettes go on sale. But also I feel like, again, this is showing that I just think eyeshadow is not as just insanely popular as it used to be. People were ravenous for eyeshadow palette. It didn't matter. Every eyeshadow palette sold out. If you were gonna come out with a product as a brand, it should probably have been an eyeshadow palette if you wanted to sell back in the day. And now we're seeing blushes, we're seeing lip products. Those things are more what people are wanting or are more trendy and can sell. And eyeshadow palettes really aren't it. So we have the My Dream eyeshadow palette. I don't know if I've talked about this in one of these videos before, but this was $69. It's down to $48.30. Again, I've seen this on and off sale. Natasha Denona herself does different sales as well. So definitely, you know, always try to snag a deal on these. I think the My Dream eyeshadow palette also is a pretty nice neutral with some plummy tones if that's something you're interested in. And I really do like the Natasha Denona formula overall. So I don't think this is here for like a formula issue, but I do feel like even her eyeshadow palettes, it's like, it's just not as easy to move. But even the Yucca palette's on sale, and this one was half off. I think this might have been sold out, but $69 down to $34.50. I want to say this came out either last year or the year before, so it's definitely a newer palette, and I do overall like this palette. If you like a swampy green, I think I have a video on it, so you can check it out. But if you like a swampy green, this is definitely the palette to go for. There's a lot of those kind of grungy colors in here that I do find to be really unique. I love that pop of like limey, chartreusey green as well. And $34.50 for a palette with all those shades and the sparkle and all that, I think that's a great price. But even that palette, like, as much as I'm like, ooh, that's a good deal, I'm still not like sitting there like, what, how could that be on sale? Like, I'm still not completely surprised. And then last for Natasha Denona, I did want to mention the retro palette being on sale. This is $27 down to $20.25. So not the biggest discount, but this is one of like the prettiest, I feel like, eyeshadow palettes from her, the 5 pans. I just think there's a lot of range in here. There's a little bit of color, but it's still overall kind of neutral. It's just a beautiful, beautiful palette. So I really do like that 5 pan. I think it's really pretty, but even that, even though I like it, not surprised. Okay, lots of palette talk, I know, but this one literally not shocked at all. It makes me kind of sad. This is from Danessa Myricks. It's the Love is Love All Over Face palette. This came out for Pride Month, I believe. And I love being an ally and showing support for the LGBTQ plus community. And I think Danessa Myricks' heart is in a good place, but I know there can also be a lot of criticism with coming out product for Pride Month, all that type of stuff. So beyond that though, this palette, I'm sorry, this palette is so ugly. It's so ugly. Like, why is this what we're doing? Like, I get the rainbow, and I'm sure the actual shadows themselves are beautiful. I have the holiday palette from last year, and the shadows in there are stunning. Danessa Myricks can do duochromes, multichromes, flakies, like all the textures, all the indie, exciting, inspiring shadows she brings to mainstream and she brings to Sephora. So I love that. And so I have no doubt that these are pretty shadows, but the placement, everything about this is just like, my brain is just like short circuiting. I really, really hate the way it looks. I think there could have been a way better way to do this. And for $65, that's how much this came out for initially. Now it is $51.20. So yeah, it's still not a ton on sale. Yeah, this was just like an ugly product, and I don't know why that was the choice. Like, it just doesn't really have cohesion. It makes my brain feel like wild. I don't like the way the pans are. it tends to not be my favorite look. I can think of like the round Tarte palette from back in the day. That kind of had a different shape to it, but the entire palette was shaped circular, so I feel like that has a little bit more of like a reason behind it. This is giving like Urban Decay Kaleidoscope palette. This is like the Dose of Colors Hidden Treasures palette. This is giving the Tarte and Lele Pons collection. Like, it just tends not to look good when the pans are a little, you know, wackadoodle in there. I don't know. Okay, anyway, that's how I feel about it. Just looking at the actual palette, the colors, and it's also kind of expensive. Again, I'm sure the actual quality of the powders and the way they look and sparkle is really pretty, but I just cannot get over the presentation on this one. There was just a lot going on this one, and I just think it was a miss overall, so not surprised to see it, but I love Danessa Myricks, I really do. I think she's so talented, so creative, and I think she really wants to just like put positivity out there, so I love her for it, but I'm sorry. I don't like it. Okay, let's talk about some Give by Gwen Stefani stuff. There were a few different products on sale. I'm gonna talk specifically about these blushes because you guys already know if you watch my other videos, I really like these blushes. I feel like these duo blushes literally are so slept on and they're really great. These retail for $28. They're marked down to $19.60, which is a decent deal, but the Give Beauty site themselves do 50% off kind of a lot. Like, they did it for Black Friday. They actually did it for this holiday weekend as well. So I hope any of you guys caught that if you were interested in these blushes, but that means you could get these for like $14, and that's what I suggest. And I have actually all of these. Again, I like this formula a lot, and I think that $14 price point is such a steal and a great price. So not surprised to see them on sale just based off of how often I've been seeing the website go 50% off. So if it's a brand you're interested in, which I do think there are some quality products in the range, looking out for the sales on the website is going to be your best way to get some deals on them. Maybe they're also at TJ Maxx and stuff. Again, that's always a place to shop and just see, but you never know what you're gonna get. It's all kind of random, and I feel like 50% off being able to just buy from the website is a pretty dang good deal, and so I'm not surprised to see really anything from the line on sale. I want to say I've talked about these before too, but I also really love these Glowish blushes. These are the Cheeky Vegan Soft Glow Powder Blushes. I believe the Glowish brand is actually going away. I think they're discontinuing it. It is like an offshoot of Huda Beauty, but I think these blushes are really pretty. So again, if they were on your radar, if you're looking for a blush, it might be something, but I'm kind of sad they're going away because then they really won't be around anymore. But I think that they're pretty blushes. Originally $21, which already is a decent price point, but they're now on sale for $10.50. I don't know if all the colors were in stock, but you know, maybe a pickup, but not surprised since it's gonna go away. Okay, this next one, this candle, I thought this candle was horrible. I actually love By the Fireplace from Replica and Mesa Margiela as a house, but this candle is so expensive. For the full size, which is still very tiny, okay? It's still a very small candle, the full size. It's $70, but it's on sale now for $35. You can also get a really tiny one for $19 on sale, which a miniature candle, free gift with purchase, something like that, but to buy it for $20, it's a lot of money for the scent. Love By the Fireplace. It's this woody, almost kind of a burnt, charred marshmallow kind of smell. It has that like vanilla sweetness that kind of seeps through as you wear it. I really, really love it. I know that smoky note can be a lot for some people, but I think it's beautiful, and I love the idea of this in the candle, and I bought it. I don't know if I bought it full price. I might have bought it on sale, but the scent throw, non-existent, okay? Literally where you would have to like hole up in your closet and light the candle and hope you don't light anything else on fire, and then maybe you'd get some scent throw in there, but otherwise literally you cannot smell it. So if you love this candle, my suggestion is like literally go spray your house with the perfume. Buy the perfume, buy the 1 ounce. Still expensive. Like, you're not gonna get away with really not spending money if you want this scent, but spray that around your house. It's gonna last longer than the candle. You're actually gonna smell it. Spray it on your clothes. Like, that's my suggestion to it. Do not waste your money on the candle. Not surprised to see it there. I was disappointed with that one. I really was. And kind of in the fragrance world, there were a lot of different sales going on. I know a lot of different Skylar scents were on sale. This is a brand I'm not really surprised to see on sale. I feel like they go on sale either in Sephora quite often. It's not all the different scents, but different scents from the line will definitely go on sale. So they have Honeysuckle Dream. This one's not my favorite. If you love honeysuckle, it might be for you, but I'm not a floral girl like that. So this is one of my least favorite scents from them, but definitely some good deals on that one. They also also had a lot of their other scents down to like 60 something dollars, and that's definitely the price point I suggest. If you're gonna buy a Skylar scent, besides Boardwalk Delight, I feel like that one's still new enough and popular enough that I don't feel like it gets marked down as much as the other ones. But for almost any of the other scents coming out from them, I feel like you can get a decent deal, whether it's on their site, they run different promotions, or kind of keeping up with Sephora sales at different times. You can definitely snag their perfumes on sale, and that's what I suggest. There was also a lot of Ellis Brooklyn stuff on sale. This is the mini of B, and I really love that this is like a mini perfume bottle. I think that it actually has a sprayer though. I don't think it's just like a dauber or dabber bottle. Originally $25 down to $18.75. Not the biggest deal, but again, off and on, I've seen a lot of different Ellis Brooklyn scents go on sale on the Sephora site. So it's definitely a brand you can find discounted as long as it's not the newest one. Again, I feel like the last couple launches haven't really been marked down. Like, you're probably not going to be able to find Miami Nectar on sale, but for anything that's been out a little bit, I feel like there's a good chance you can, you know, save a little bit of money on it. And I'm not surprised to see them discounted, but there were some discovery sets that I thought were great deals, and these were in stock last time I checked. So there's the Maison Louis Marie Parfum Discovery Sample Set. This is $22. It's down to $11, and I feel like for 6 samples of perfume, $11, I think that's a decent deal to be able to try out a house, see if it's something that you like, see if there's a perfume in there. And I'm assuming this went on sale because they have added new perfumes to their line, so maybe this had some of the older ones and not the newer ones that people are wanting to sample. That's me just assuming, but that's what I'm thinking is happening here. Along with the 7 Virtues perfume set, this is the Peace Perfume Discovery Set, $25 down to $15. This one only has 5 in it, but again, the 7 Virtues has come out with a lot of new perfumes. There's like Cherry Ambition, there's a new Amber Vanilla, I think it is, that I really love. I think that's a great like lightweight vanilla, but I think this set has some of the older scents in there, probably even Vanilla Woods though. I know that one's really popular, so it could be a way to snag a discovery set, but a lot of times you can get free samples from Sephora in the perfume section and stuff like that. So there's definitely ways to get perfume samples for free or go smell in store, but if you are interested in like a specific house, it's nice to be able to get those on discount. So I thought those sales are pretty good, even if I'm not like surprised to see them. All of the Floral Street stuff that they have was on sale, like the Wild Vanilla Orchid, the Sunshine Poppy scent, I think it is. Like, I think all of it, and I have a feeling that Floral Street is gonna be kind of moving its way out of Sephora. I think that's why it's all on sale. That's my theory anyway, but if you were interested in anything from the house, it might be something to check out to be able to save a little bit of money. It's not been my favorite perfume house personally. Like, I've tried a few scents, the Almond Blossom I think it was that came out. I think they're nice if more floral perfumes are for you, but again, I do like vanillas. I like something woody. I like something a little unisex, and I just felt like I never really quite connected with any of their perfumes, except for Arizona Bloom. I did like that one, but everything else it was just hard to connect with. Okay, designer makeup brand I am not exactly surprised to see on sale was some YSL stuff. They had different lip products, but they also had these new lip and cheek balmy tints. There's 3 different colors of these. These came out, I want to say like a year ago. They're not super old products, but I just felt like this didn't feel like YSL. Maybe it's a part of the new line. I think it was supposed to be like kind of on the go, a little bit more low maintenance and whatnot. And that's fine, I guess, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like these felt like YSL necessarily. And they were $29 down to $14.50. I want to say all of these are sold out though. They make sense overall with the blush trend. I tend to not love these squeezy tube blushes though, just because I find them a little bit of a hassle to put on. I don't know. I was like surprised to see something designer on sale because I just feel like, you know, they tend to hold their price and don't want their stuff to be discounted, but then at the same time like wasn't when I saw what it was. These Velvet Cream Matte Liquid Lipsticks were also on sale, and I want to say all of these were sold out. There's like an Allure stamp on here saying these were the Best of Beauty winner in 2020, so you know that was 4 years ago, which is not a long time, don't get me wrong, but I do feel like matte liquid lipsticks aren't necessarily in. I'm sure they'll be coming back soon. We've been seeing the trend cycle as they do, so I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing lots of liquid lipsticks, but yeah, those are all on sale and they all sold out. These ones, you know, people wanted to get that discount on them. Okay, I just feel like I can't go on without talking about these fresh sugar lip treatments. Every single one of these lip balms was on sale from $26 to $19.50. Again, not the biggest deal, but I just have to say these were the lip balm, okay? These were the tinted lip balm. These were the lip balm product, and we've just seen so many lip balms hit the market, squeeze tube lip balms hit the market, and these have not kept up, and I just find it really interesting because I'm telling you, this was the lip balm. I've been a tinted lip balm girl for a long time, a really sheer gloss girl for a long time if I was doing doing a lip product. And so these were some of my favorite lip products. I loved them. I loved the clear lip balm. I loved the tinted ones, but they've definitely just not kept up with the trends, which I find so interesting. But also they changed the formula on these and it's just not as good. It's not as good of a formula. I think it was maybe to go vegan and it just didn't work. I don't feel like they're as moisturizing. They don't have the same glide as you put them on your lips. I don't know if we've just come a far way with lip balms and I just am like, oh, looking back, not as good, or if it really is that formula change is that bad, but I retried them and I can't even suggest them. Like I literally can't even suggest them. Don't buy them. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. I literally talked about this last time, but I'm gonna go in again because this from Tarte, Maracuja Juicy Glow Highlighting Stick. Literally not surprised to see it there. $30 down to $18. Sometimes I feel like Tarte is just throwing shit at the wall. Like they're just like coming out with stuff. They have like a teeth whitening pen over there. They like, I don't know what they're doing. They're also on QVC so much as well. Like I just think they're in a lot of different beauty spaces and they have obviously a dedicated customer base. I feel like there are people who really love Tarte stuff, but this launch, it was right when all the push-up pens were doing really well and they still are very popular, but they were kind of trying to capitalize on that because their other Maracuja stuff was doing well with this highlighter stick. But this just feels so specific. It's for a very specific person, and if you're that person, maybe this is like the perfect highlighting product for you. You want a pen style, you want it on the go, you only want to be able to use it like on your nose and a little on your cheeks, but there's barely any product in here. To spend $30 that barely has any product when you're going to be putting it on your face, it's just a lot of money. At least the price point's better with it being on sale, but I thought it was a weird product. I really did. And I'm not saying in general it has to be, because from a different brand with like a different mission or like a different perspective, I might be okay with it. It's something about the Tarte and the Maracuja and like combining it. It just felt kind of random and it just felt weird. This one just didn't make sense to me, so I was definitely not surprised to see it on sale. It's still on sale, and I feel like that $18 price point is still way too high. Like, we gotta get that down to $10 at max if we're trying to get rid of them, you know? Okay, one of the last things, this Fenty Skin Thick and Smooth Rich Peptide Eye Cream, $42 down to $29.40. I actually bought this, and I love a moisturizing eye cream. That's my favorite type, but this one was thick without feeling as moisturizing as I wanted to be. It almost felt like it sat on my skin a bit. So I don't like hate it, but I definitely didn't love it. And so for that reason, I'm not surprised to see it on sale here. I actually really love the packaging component. You like twist it up. And so there's something about it that I really like. I believe the lip products that she has, like lip masks, also come in the same packaging. So if you wanted to explore that, I guess those might be a better option. But as for the eye cream, I'm more into a gel cream, and even if it was going to be a thicker cream, again, I want it to really kind of sink in, and there was something about this one that just felt thick and kind of like pudding or something like that, and it felt like it just dried on my skin and created a film more than it did like sink in, if that makes sense. But I think the last one, I'll leave it here. This is from Moroccan Oil. It's the Shower Gel Cleanser. I have really not seen much from Moroccan Oil go on sale at Sephora necessarily, and specifically the shower gels. I like the Moroccan Oil Shower Gel. I've had that in the past. I've used it up. I enjoy the Moroccan Oil scent. It's a nice like ambery, musky skin scent. It's just kind of cozy but still clean smelling. I really enjoy it. But Moroccan Oil came out with a bunch of different scents, and they don't carry them in store. I always want to go in store and smell them, but they never have them. So they've just been online only, and this is like the Oud one. Yeah, it's the Oud mineral scent, and it's the only one on sale. It's the only one. All the other scents, they have like 5 others. The original, they have a spa one, they have a bergamot one, amber, noir, they have ambiance de plage. They have all these other scents, but the Oud mineral one must not be selling because that is the one that's on sale. And I believe it's discounted across the scent. So in other categories where they sell it, I believe it's in the hand soap, I want to say, as well as the body lotion. I believe that scent is also on sale specifically. So I think it's safe to say this one is the one no one wants. I don't know, like this must be the one not selling, which I can kind of see. If you can't smell it beforehand, I think sometimes that oud note as a descriptor can be a little bit off-putting, or like, ooh, is it gonna work for me? I think oud can smell really great, and it can also smell really bad. It just depends on what they're using, what they're combining with, how strong it is, all that. So I have a feeling from Moroccan Oil, it's probably a good scent. I don't know. I hope that it's good, but I wasn't surprised to see that only that one was on sale. If all the scents went on sale, I'd be like, oh, are they getting rid of them? That's what I would think. But just the one, I was like, oh, that's the loser scent almost, like, unfortunately. And if you've smelled that one, let me know if it's good or not. I don't think I'm gonna actually pick it up, but I have been tempted to just know what all the different Moroccan oil scents smell like, because it's fun that they have a range, but it's been difficult to like actually be able to smell them before just going in, and I didn't want to just buy it and not like it. So I feel like they're trying to tempt me with that one specifically. It feels personal. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and just kind of going through the Sephora sale section, seeing what's on sale, what I'm not surprised to see there, and if anything, if you liked any of this stuff, maybe you could catch it on a deal. I think the sale is going to be going through the 10th. It really is a whole new beauty world. There are a lot of sales. I'm really not surprised to see anything go on sale. Like, something could come out and in a month, if it was on sale, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Like, that's how fast things are going, and that just feels kind of like what the landscape is currently. But let me know if you've tried any of this stuff. Is some of it good? Is some of it not? Let me know your thoughts. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.